Okay, welcome everybody. Hey, we are live today, and this is going to be a really good show. I'm glad you're here today. Welcome everybody to the Network Marketing Insider number 260 by two cool IBOs, who only one of which is here right now. But this is 2016. It's Own Your Life Newopday. As you guys know, I'm going to hide that. The big glare, that's my window, but yeah, we got to study the book Own Your Life Plan, which is the plan for building a network marketing organization. And I tell you what, we're on chapter 15 now, which is important phrases and handling objections. And the interesting thing about this chapter is there's no, oh, there is a presentation. I was wrong. There's a little presentation for all of them. And we're not going to get into the presentation today. We're just going to be looking at some of the different objections that you could face when trying to, I'm sorry, not when trying, we don't try anything. Some of the different objections that you could face when you are building your network marketing organization. And just as I titled the show, Build Your Foundation on Mastering Objections. You've got to start sponsoring. To start, you might call it recruiting. We call it sponsoring because recruiting, in my mind, has a negative connotation to it. We call it sponsoring in Swiss School Global, and you should actually be looking to sponsor people in your network marketing organization as well, and not just recruit people. To build your foundation, you got to start sponsoring. To start sponsoring, you got to start talking to people. That's just the way it is. And talking to people, you're going to have to be prepared to handle objections of the skeptical. You know, we live in a world today, unfortunately, where people are extremely skeptical and cynical about just about everything, okay? And it doesn't mean that they don't want to do it. To lead them in a persuasive manner in making this decision for themselves. That's the trick, okay? To do that, you have to quell their skepticism and their cynicism. And you do it by asking, questions, of course, and get them talking. We actually do a thing. It's very interesting. We do a real estate hangout as well at 8:30, and in that book we study Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People, and we just so happen to be on wanting to win the conversation chapter there about. We're in section 3, which is how to win people to your way of thinking. That's a great book if you want to coordinate that with your Own Your Life plan and study how to win friends and influence people. It'll really help you a long way in being successful in sponsoring, because it's how you talk to people that brings your success and gets people on board. And it just so happens that we're in a chapter there that's all about how to win the conversation. In fact, the title of our show is going to be, how I want to win the conversation, get yourself some laryngitis. By letting the other person talk, that's the key, right? Sponsoring somebody, what you want to be doing is answering, not answering their questions where you're talking. You want to answer their questions with a question that gets them thinking, them talking, and allows them to answer their own question for them. Does that make sense? When you're in a conversation, the person who wins that conversation is the one who doesn't do all the talking. It's the person who asks the questions and lets the other person do all the talking while you're listening and directing them, leading them towards the answer that you want them to come up with. That's the key, is getting the person, your potential sponsor, for them to answer their own questions in their own mind. Then it's powerful. If you say it, it's just, yeah, whatever. But when they're thinking about it and they can answer that question, and they can logically and rationally expel their skepticism and their cynicism towards whatever their objection was in the first place, now you've got them on board. A good continuation statement, once you kind of got the ball rolling, you've talked about network marketing a little bit, maybe you've showed them some stuff, whatever the case might be, and they haven't really said anything yet. A good way to get this conversation going towards quelling their skepticism is with this little statement right here, where you say, I'm going to read it right out of the book. Say, hey, I can see that you have doubts about getting involved, and that if you say yes, I will be training you. Also understand that if I didn't think you could do it, we'd be talking about something else right now. Okay? The question that you should ask yourself here right now is this: why would I want to talk to somebody about getting involved in my business if I didn't think that they could do it? You know, I mean, so understand this too. Once you've been in the business for 30 days and know just a fraction of what I know about the business and why I'm so excited about your opportunity. It goes right there. You're talking to your sponsor and they're just listening, you know, they're taking in the information, you're getting them started with this conversation, and then at some point in time, you just kind of stop and go, hey, you know, look, I can see you've got some doubts about this, but you got to understand, yes to this, I'm going to be the person training you. And there's absolutely no reason why I would even be having this conversation with you if I didn't think you could do this. Ask yourself right now is, why would I be wasting my time talking to somebody trying to get them involved in my business if I didn't think they could do it? Get them to thinking right there, wow, he thinks I can do it. Okay, this is powerful now. Now they might come up with a question right then. And one of their first questions is the very first one on the list here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off the top 9 objections that you might hear, and then we'll fall back and we'll start going through some of them one by one. So some of the top 9 objections that you might hear, once you've introduced that, you've got them thinking, wow, he thinks I can do this. Yes, but, you know, do I have to sell? Or is this some kind of pyramid scheme? Or I can't afford to go into business. Or, you know, my spouse, my husband or my wife, whatever, you know, they're not going to be interested in this. Or, you know, is there an advantage to being sponsored directly by the company? Or, you know, how far down group should I be working? These are some a little bit further on questions, but how do I select a network marketing company? That could be one. Can I work more than one program? I mean, they might all of a sudden get so excited, they're thinking, wow, this is great. I can do 2 or 3 of these at once, make lots of money. And then number 9, I just don't have the time. Okay? Those are some of the top objections that you're going to get. Comfortable with the solutions to some of these objections that are right here in this book, then, you know, when these questions come up and you can give them a little bit of an answer and redirect their question into, you know, hey, anything else that's on your mind, any other questions you might have, throwing up another question. The whole idea is to get them to actually bring all their doubts and fears out, you know, express all of their worry and expose all of their, you know, excuses and justification as to why they can't do this. And like I said, try to get them, not try, but to get them thinking about the answers themselves and putting to bed, you know, their own doubts and fears. So the first one is, do I have to sell? Well, the answer is always no. This will move in the process of building your business and sharing them with your friends. Have you ever seen a presentation of crystal cookware, fire alarms, or vacuum cleaners? People think selling is. The definition of selling comes from 95% of the non-sales types and what they think selling is all about. They define selling as calling on strangers, trying to talk to them into buying something that they probably neither need nor want. That's what most people think about what selling is. You never have to do that in network marketing. First, you are dealing with people you know. Second, you should be handling products or offering services that they need or want. So when somebody asks, the answer is, of course, no, you don't have to sell in this business. You're thinking about selling. No, do you have to go out to a whole bunch of strangers and say, hey, look, I've got this product or service here, you should buy it? That's not what you have to do in network marketing. What you do is exactly what we're doing in this book, exactly what you and I are doing right now, is you just engage people into a conversation talking about the whole idea of something better, a better life, a way to make some extra money of your time that you can do in your spare time, start earning a little extra money, and then maybe seeing that, hey, this is a powerful thing, and you can work on this business a little bit further and actually turn this into something really big and huge that could just totally change your life. That's where, the whole thing is. So do I have to sell? No, you don't have to sell at all. All you're doing is you're presenting a business opportunity, family and people who might be interested in changing their lives that and through that, presenting the product and service, and of course, if they like the product and service along with the opportunity, then who's on board, and the product and service moves through, the people that come on board using the product and service. So we're not selling them a product and service. We're presenting them an opportunity and giving them an opportunity to make a difference in their life. And if they choose to take that on and work towards doing something to better themselves or their life, then you've got a sponsor in place who is now going to be using the product and service, and you've just made the company happy because the company is now moving more product and service. Okay, so is it a pyramid? Of course, the answer to that also is no. So the major difference between network, and these aren't the specific answers for you to give. These are understanding that you need to have that's going to give you the answers, okay? So the answer is no, obviously. So the understanding is the major difference between network marketing and pyramids is that pyramids are network marketing has been around for over 75 years, and if network marketing was illegal, it would have been shut down long ago. This objection, in most cases, I believe it is due to a fear of failure. The person you are dealing with is afraid to try your program, and by asking if it's a pyramid, he thinks that he will get you off his back because most distributors don't know how to respond. Okay? So that's very simple right there. Is this a pyramid? No, this is absolutely not a pyramid. One of the examples that I like to use in this is, look, network marketing's been around for, over 80 years now. This book was written over 5 years ago. So network marketing's been around for over 80 years now. And yeah, if it was a pyramid, it would have been shut down long ago. And as a matter of fact, have you ever heard of Legal Shield or Prepaid Legal? Well, guess what? That is a network marketing organization where you're basically selling legal services. Do you think attorneys would be involved with a network marketing organization if it was illegal? I don't think so. So no, it's not illegal. It's not a pyramid. Pyramids are illegal. because pyramids don't move product and service. The whole thing here is that the people that you sponsor that come into this organization, part of the reason why they do this is because they like the product and service. They're going to be using the product and service, so product and service is moving, taking on the business opportunity in order to build an organization with more people using product and service, and that's how the product and service moves. So no, it's not a pyramid. What other questions might, what else besides that, what else might be, lots of potentially making this happen? All right, so the next question they might ask is, afford to go into business? This is a great one. A person can get started now. Again, this is the understanding that you need to know. A person can get started marketing companies for under $300. Unless they want to spend the rest of their life working for someone else, they cannot not to go into business, okay? My definition of having it made is having more money than you can spend and the time to try and spend it. And it is a fact that you will never have it made working for someone else. So there you go right there. I can't afford to go into business. Oh, you can't, let's see, you can't afford to go into business. Well, let me see here. What do you think to go into business? What do you think it's going to cost to start a network marketing business, first of all? Ask them that question. Well, any business is going to cost a whole lot of money. Well, do you realize that it only costs generally or less for someone to join a network marketing organization? Most of them are $300 or less. A lot of them are $200 or less. So it doesn't take a lot of money to start your business. And once you realize that, what does it cost then to run your business? Well, you don't have to do any of the creation of anything. You don't have to do any marketing or anything. You don't have to do any of those costly things that a regular business does in network when you're in network marketing. Actual business expenses are going to be minimal. As we've talked about in this book so far, I mean, realistically, your business expenses are going to be, whatever it costs to drive to the restaurant and sit down and meet with people and have a cup of coffee while you're there. Maybe you buy everybody a cup of coffee, okay? So you're spending a whole $10. So your business expenses are minimal. Your cost to start up is minimal. In my opinion, the whole thought process of having it made in this life means that you have so much money that you don't have enough time to try to figure out how to spend it all. If you're working for someone, I don't care what kind of job it is, you're really never going to have enough money to outweigh the time that you have to spend it all. You're very easily going to be able to spend all your money in what very little time you have. So quite honestly, if you look at this, you can't afford not to go into business. Does that make sense? So realistically, let me ask you this. Can you really afford not to go into business? What do you want out of this life? Let me ask you this. What do you want out of this life? Not to go into business for yourself? Get them thinking about that. Wow, can I really afford not to go into business for myself? I mean, yeah, I'm stuck in this job. I'm never going to have money to have so much freedom and time that I can't spend all my money. Maybe I do need to go into business. That's only the first three. And it's already 8:19. I can't believe that. So I thought I might get through more of these today. But so anyway, that's the first three right there. And those are the three big ones. Do I have to sell? Is it a pyramid? Business. The next two big ones that I'll cover next are my wife or husband doesn't understand, and I just don't have the time. The other four questions is to being directly sponsored by a company, how far down group should I work, how marketing, can I work with more than one program? I'm going to put these in a little bit of a better order. Like I said, the next two are the big ones that you could get up front. Follow that. elect a network marketing. And then the other three are probably going to not come in the very, very beginning, but they will come down the line somewhere as people start looking into your opportunity. Those other three questions might come, so we'll cover those too. So we'll be back here next, getting back into covering these questions. We'll give a quick recap, and we'll cover the new questions, the big five or the big six, whatever it is, and then we'll move on to the other three, and we'll get through all these questions next Newopday. I'm glad you guys came out here today. Understand that building your is going to be based upon mastering, the answers to these questions that people are going to ask you, and mastering those answers in a way that gets them thinking and answering the question for themselves into this. That's the key element to your success. You can sit there and give them all the information they need and bounce off. But if you can get them thinking about it in a way that they can answer their own questions, they'll talk themselves into it, and that's how you build your success. All right, everybody, I'm so glad you made it out here today. Update to cover more of this. We'll also be back here on Wisdom Wednesday, that channel, 8 a.m., to bring you some more valuable information on marketing organization. That's it for today. Have a great day.